Follow us to be the first to learn the latest news about the royal family. Today, on March 3rd, the British monarchy is in the spotlight as it undergoes significant changes. Prince William is gaining influence, while reports suggest Queen Camilla's role is diminishing. The transparency and accountability of the Duchy of Cornwall's finances raise questions about the monarchy's future. How will the situation unfold? We'll uncover the details. Additionally, King Charles III has revamped the royal train, giving this historical symbol a new life with a focus on sustainability. Furthermore, during his visit to Peterborough, Prince Edward emphasised the importance of youth development, meeting participants of the Duke of Edinburgh's award, and creating opportunities for young people through volunteering and physical activities. These and other topics in our video today. Modern trends in the development of monarchical institutions attract keen public interest, especially when it comes to internal contradictions and shifts in influence within the royal family. At present, Prince William is seen as a reformer, while Queen Consort Camilla appears as a figure whose influence is gradually waning. Various internal and external factors could contribute to this dynamic. Several experts believe that Prince William is striving to modernize the royal family by increasing transparency and financial accountability. This transformation can be seen as a reflection of a broader global trend toward openness and accountability in state and public institutions. Acting in the spirit of a modern leader, Prince William leverages his popularity and public support to initiate changes aimed at adapting the monarchy to the realities of the 21st century. In this context, his decision to conduct a financial audit of the Duchy of Cornwall carries significant symbolic weight. The review of financial flows and the demand for the return of funds allegedly misused during Camilla's tenure can be interpreted as an attempt not only to address violations, but also to demonstrate the royal family's readiness for change. In an era of growing public skepticism towards closed and traditional institutions, such measures may be perceived as a necessary impulse for renewal and for maintaining trust in the monarchy. Currently, Queen Consort Camilla is seen as a figure whose influence within the royal family is diminishing. Given this perception, it can be assumed that Camilla is facing internal and external challenges related to changing public expectations and the restructuring of traditional roles. Her attempts to maintain status and influence against the backdrop of Prince William's growing initiatives may prove insufficient if adaptation to modern standards of transparency and accountability is required. On the one hand, Camilla's efforts to retain control over financial and administrative matters could be justified by historical continuity and a desire to uphold the traditional foundations of the monarchy. On the other hand, such a strategy may contradict contemporary societal demands for greater openness and efficient resource management. Thus, the conflict between the old and new paradigms of power becomes one of the key aspects of the royal family's evolution. The financial audit led by Prince William is not merely an accounting procedure, but a symbol of change. Irregularities in financial flows provide a reason to reconsider governance methods within the monarchy. Camilla's refusal to return funds allegedly misused could be seen as an attempt to preserve the old order, which no longer aligns with modern requirements for transparency and efficiency. This situation raises an important question. Is the monarchy ready to rethink its traditions in light of global trends toward openness and accountability? In this case, the conflict between traditionalism and modernization becomes not just an internal issue, but a symbol of a broader struggle to renew a historically entrenched system. It can be assumed that the internal struggle within the British royal family goes beyond personal conflicts and takes on a symbolic dimension. The confrontation between Prince William and Queen Camilla reflects broader global trends toward modernization, transparency, and openness in the governance of traditional institutions. Beneath the sensational headlines and bold claims, lies a profound dilemma about the future of the monarchy. The question of whether the British monarchy can adapt to the challenges of modernity remains open, while the unfolding events continue to capture the keen interest of the public and analysts worldwide. King Charles has begun rebranding the royal train, once a favourite mode of transportation, of the late Queen Elizabeth II. The fate of this historic train had been uncertain since the death of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022, when Buckingham Palace launched a review into its future. However, more than 2 years later, operator DB Cargo UK confirmed it would update the train by replacing the Queen's cipher with the King's. The words Queen's Messenger on the side of the train will also be replaced in honour of His Majesty. The update coincided with the King's first use of the train in nearly a year. At the end of February, he travelled to the Midlands for engagements at JCB in Staffordshire and a brewery in Burton-upon-Trent. Queen Elizabeth II was a strong advocate for the train, saving it from being scrapped in 2017, believing it to be a cost-effective and convenient way for the royal family to travel. Experts suggest that this step was not only practical, but also symbolic, allowing the preservation of an important piece of British royal heritage. Andrea Rossi, CEO of DB Cargo UK, commented, "There's always a great sense of occasion when the royal train appears on the mainline network. We hope to see it on the tracks more frequently in the years to come, particularly with His Majesty's focus on promoting sustainability and the environment." The royal train is known for its high operating costs, making it one of the most expensive modes of official royal transport each year. However, palace aides argue that the train provides overnight security and remains an effective and operationally efficient mode of transport. The train now runs exclusively on hydro-treated vegetable oil, a biofuel derived from waste products, making it more sustainable and aligning with the monarch's environmental ambitions. In response to requests for reduced costs and improved environmental performance, the train has been adapted for more eco-friendly operation. King Charles has used the royal train sparingly since becoming monarch, with journeys costing between £31,571 and £52,013. The carriages date back to the 1970s and 1980s, each featuring a dedicated lounge, bedroom, and bathroom for the King and Queen. Thus, the rebranding of the royal train represents not only a crucial step in updating its symbolism, but also a continuation of the monarch's environmentally sustainable policies. Experts believe that the use of the train could play an important role in strengthening the royal family's image and supporting its commitment to more sustainable transportation policies in the future. Recently, His Royal Highness Prince Edward visited the city of Peterborough to meet young people participating in the Duke of Edinburgh's award programme. This initiative, founded by Prince Philip in 1956, aims to develop life skills, self-confidence, and social responsibility among young people. During his visit, Prince Edward toured several organisations that support youth development. One of the first stops on his itinerary was the charity Boxing Futures, which uses boxing as a tool to improve the physical and mental well-being of young people. Experts believe that such programs help reduce social isolation among youth and empower them with confidence. The next stop was Peterborough United Football Club, where the Prince met young participants of the Duke of Edinburgh's award programme. He also engaged with students from special educational needs and disabilities schools who take part in volunteer activities, including maintaining the stadium's surrounding area. Specialists note that involvement in such projects helps young people feel valued and fosters a sense of civic responsibility. The final destination of the visit was Real World Wildlife Haven, a nature reserve where young volunteers are involved in preserving the local ecosystem. Their work includes maintaining natural areas and protecting wildlife. Experts suggest that engaging youth in environmental initiatives cultivates a sense of responsibility toward nature and lays the foundation for sustainable behaviour in the future. In an official statement from Buckingham Palace, the Duke of Edinburgh praised the contributions of young people to their communities. Prince Edward's visit reaffirmed the significance of the Duke of Edinburgh's award programme, which operates in more than 140 countries and offers youth opportunities for personal growth in various areas, from volunteering to physical activity. Analysts believe that such visits strengthen public interest in the royal family's activities and highlight their commitment to philanthropy and social responsibility. The programme, founded by Prince Philip, continues to inspire new generations, helping young people discover their talents and make a positive impact on the world. Experts suggest that Prince Edward's involvement in these initiatives will further enhance the programme's development and attract more young participants. This demonstrates that the legacy of the Duke of Edinburgh continues to thrive, benefiting society for years to come. Royal Secrets: The Truth About Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Diana's Relationship. When we think about the complex bond between Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Diana, much of what we imagine comes from TV shows like The Crown. But how accurate is that version of events? In reality, their relationship was far more nuanced and filled with moments that both challenged and surprised the monarchy. Diana was no stranger to royal life. Long before she married Prince Charles, Diana had already been raised within royal circles. Her father served as an equerry to the Queen, and both of her grandmothers were ladies-in-waiting to the Queen Mother. Diana even spent part of her childhood living near Sandringham, playing with Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, making her future marriage to Charles less of an outsider's entry into the royal family, and more of a continuation of lifelong connections. The Queen's quiet approval. According to royal biographer Ingrid Seward, Queen Elizabeth never openly voiced her opinion on Charles and Diana's marriage. However, through her actions, the Queen signalled her approval of the young bride. Diana's familiarity with royal etiquette and traditions made her a natural fit, at least on paper, a formal bond, not a personal friendship. Andrew Morton, who authored Diana's explosive biography in 1992, described their relationship as polite but distant. Diana followed royal protocol, always curtsying to her mother-in-law, but their interactions were often formal and emotionally guarded. In the early years, Diana reportedly feared the Queen and was careful to fulfill every expectation placed upon her, Diana representing the monarchy. One of the key moments in Diana's early royal life was attending the funeral of Grace Kelly in 1982, her first official duty representing the Queen abroad. It was a role Diana personally asked to take on, and to her surprise, the Queen gave her full support. This was a rare moment where Diana's initiative was met with warm approval from the monarch, when cracks began to show. As Diana's marriage to Charles crumbled, her spontaneous visits to the Queen became more frequent, often arriving unannounced for emotional conversations. Palace staff recall that Diana would leave these meetings in better spirits than when she arrived, but over time, these encounters became emotionally draining for the Queen. One aide even described how Diana would arrive in tears, spend her audience crying, and leave just as heartbroken. The reality behind the royal curtain. Despite their differences, the Queen never abandoned her duty to support Diana's role within the monarchy. However, as Diana's personal struggles became more public, the Queen's patience was tested. Still, even after the divorce, Elizabeth maintained a sense of respect for her former daughter-in-law, recognizing her global influence and unique connection with the public. A relationship shaped by duty and tragedy. While they may never have shared a close personal bond, Their connection was one of history's most scrutinized royal relationships. Bound by duty, tested by scandal, and ultimately overshadowed by Diana's tragic death, the Queen and the People's Princess remain forever linked in royal history. Who really owns Highgrove House, Volodymyr Zelensky or the British royal family? Recently, a wave of misinformation has swept across Russian state-controlled media, pro-Kremlin social media channels, and even some Georgian-language Facebook accounts. These sources have been actively spreading a sensational claim that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky allegedly purchased Highgrove House from King Charles III for £20 million. According to these false reports, Highgrove, the countryside retreat that has been associated with King Charles since 1980, was quietly sold to Zelensky during his wife's visit to the United Kingdom on February 29th. To add credibility to the story, these outlets referenced a little-known publication called the London Crier, which they claim broke the news. The so-called evidence presented by the London Crier included an alleged statement from Grant Harold, a former royal butler, who supposedly confirmed that the transaction had taken place. According to the fabricated quote, Prince William gifted Highgrove to his father, King Charles, which legally enabled the king to sell it to Zelensky. Debunking the disinformation. This entire story is a complete fabrication. Let's look at the facts. 1. Ownership record confirms the truth. The official land registry of England and Wales clearly lists Prince William, not King Charles, as the legal owner of Highgrove House. This aligns with public knowledge. Highgrove is part of the Duchy of Cornwall, an estate traditionally held by the Prince of Wales, a title now held by William after Charles became king. There is no record of any sale to Volodymyr Zelensky, nor is there any indication that ownership is in transition. The source is highly suspicious. The YouTube channel that the London Crier cited as evidence was created only on February 5th, 2025, just a few weeks before this supposed scoop. The channel has only 3 videos, all of which focus on sensational, unverified claims. This is a classic hallmark of a disinformation campaign. 3. The fake butler testimony. Grant Harold, the former royal butler whose name was dragged into this story, has publicly denied ever making such a statement. His representative confirmed to independent fact-checkers, including Myth Detector, that the interview was entirely fabricated. Harold himself has emphasized that he has no knowledge of any such sale and that he has not commented on the matter at all. 4th, Highgrove's status within the Duchy Highgrove is a historically important property. As part of the Duchy of Cornwall, it is bound by strict rules governing its ownership and transfer. Selling such an estate, especially to a foreign head of state, would require extensive legal processes, formal disclosures, and approvals that simply did not happen. 5. No official statement from Buckingham Palace. As of now, Buckingham Palace has made no announcement about any sale involving Highgrove. Major UK media outlets, including the BBC, The Guardian and The Times, have also reported nothing of the sort. Such a sale would undoubtedly be headline news if it were real. Why this misinformation matters? This case is not just about one fake story. It fits into a broader pattern of Russian disinformation targeting Ukraine, especially President Zelensky, to undermine his credibility and portray him as corrupt. By tying him to a luxury estate owned by British royalty, the campaign seeks to stir resentment both in Ukraine and the West. What is Highgrove House really? For context, Highgrove House is a historic Georgian manor located in Gloucestershire. It has been under the Duchy of Cornwall's ownership since 1980, when it was purchased for then Prince Charles. Over the decades, Charles personally invested time and money into transforming the estate's gardens into one of Britain's most admired organic gardens. In summary, Highgrove is owned by Prince William through the Duchy of Cornwall. There is no sale to Zelensky. This is documented in official records. The interview with Grant Harold was fake. The primary source, the London Crier, lacks credibility and relies on an anonymous, freshly created YouTube channel. This is part of a broader disinformation campaign aimed at undermining Ukraine and its leadership. Royal heights. How tall are the British royals? Really? Ever wondered who is the tallest and shortest member of the British royal family? The heights of royal family members reveal surprising facts, from towering princes to petite princesses. Let's break down the official and lesser-known numbers. Prince William, the tallest royal Prince William, holds the title of the tallest senior royal, standing at 6 feet 3 inches, 191 centimeters. He surpassed most of his relatives even in his teenage years. By 16, William was already over 6 feet tall, a height he inherited from the Spencer family, known for their above-average stature. Royal expert Tina Brown noted in her book, The Palace Papers, that William's tall frame was evident even in his school sports days. Experts predict that Prince George could match or exceed his father's height in the future. Mike Tindall, the athlete of the Royals, former rugby champion and Zara Tindall's husband, Mike Tindall, also stands out with his height, 6 feet 2 inches, 188 centimeters. Known for his powerful athletic build, Mike spent 17 years in professional rugby, helping England win the Rugby World Cup in 2003. Prince Harry, slightly shorter than William, standing at 6 feet 1 inch, 186 centimeters. Prince Harry is still tall, though a few centimeters below his older brother. Harry's height places him well above average compared to the UK male average of 5 feet 10 inches, 178 centimeters. Next to his wife, Meghan Markle, who stands at 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters, Harry often looks particularly tall in public appearances. Prince Edward and Prince Philip, similar heights. Prince Edward measures approximately 6 feet 0 inches, 183 centimeters, exactly the same as his late father, Prince Philip. Among his immediate family, Edward is the tallest. His son, James, Earl of Wessex, is expected to surpass him in height in the near future. King Charles III, shorter than his sons. At 5 feet 10 inches, 178 centimeters, King Charles III is shorter than both of his sons, William and Harry. Interestingly, Charles's height falls directly between his parents, Queen Elizabeth II, 5 feet 3 inches or 160 centimeters, and Prince Philip, 6 feet 0 inches. Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, tallest senior royal lady Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales, is one of the tallest women in the family at 5 feet 9 inches, 175 centimeters. Even in heels, she remains shorter than William, maintaining a balanced visual presence at royal events. Sarah Ferguson, slightly shorter than Kate, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, stands at 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters. She's taller than her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, but tends to wear flats more often than heels. Queen Camilla, similar to Sarah Ferguson. Queen Camilla is also 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters, making her similar in height to Sarah Ferguson. Camilla's height is often balanced carefully with King Charles, and she often opts for modest heels to avoid towering over him. Princess Anne, one of the shortest royals, standing at 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters. Princess Anne is one of the shortest senior female royals. However, she is still taller than her late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and matches her daughter, Zara Tindall. Zara Tindall, the petite equestrian. Zara Tindall also stands at 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters, a height considered ideal for professional equestrian sports, where balance and agility are key. Her compact frame helped her excel in competitive riding. Meghan Markle, petite but stylish, with a height of 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters. Meghan Markle is among the shorter members of the family. Next to Harry, she often relies on fashionable heels to even out their height difference. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, near the bottom of the list. Sophie, wife of Prince Edward, stands at approximately 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters. Among the current working royals, she ranks as one of the shortest. Princess Eugenie, on the shorter side, at approximately 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters. Princess Eugenie shares her height with Sophie and is slightly taller than her sister Beatrice. Princess Beatrice, the shortest senior royal. Princess Beatrice is the shortest senior royal, measuring only 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters, the same height as the late Queen Elizabeth II. Despite her petite frame, Beatrice is known for her bold fashion choices, often making her stand out in royal gatherings. Conclusion: royal heights reflect their diversity. From towering princes to graceful petite princesses, the British royal family truly represents a diverse range of heights. These differences in stature, paired with iconic royal fashion, create the visual storytelling we associate with royal events and public appearances. If you enjoy our videos, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the latest updates on the royal family with us.